Equipment stolen. Suspect gone, but caught on camera. With expensive stock missing and perpetrator on the loose, what are the next steps? How can the footage be compiled, arranged and packaged to assist inquiries? Victor from American Dynamics offers a comprehensive incident management system from which media from such incidents can be easily compiled, configured and securely packaged as presentations for the use of relevant third parties such as law enforcement officials. Note that incident management is a licensable feature in Victor. Let's look at the simple process of building and packaging an incident in Victor. In this case we have a camera theft incident. The control room personnel have already identified the points in time between which the theft occurred and the cameras that captured it taking place. Entering the control room, the first thing we will do is create an incident, before gathering the clips or other media which will comprise the evidence we wish to acquire. This system is running an up-to-date version of Victor, so we can create an incident by pressing the Create New button and selecting Incident. We'll give it a name and leave all the other settings as default. So now we have an incident ready to be populated with relevant media, typically, and in this case, video clips. There are various ways to create video clips in Victor with the Direct Clip Action tool. Let's look at two of these which are likely to be used in this type of scenario. We will open one of the cameras in the room in which the event took place by double-clicking it in the device list. At the top of the surveillance window that opens, we will click on the two clip icons, which are for start time and end time, and then click on the Direct Clip Action icon, which becomes available once the other two have been clicked. This opens the Direct Clip Action window. First of all, we will specify the start and end time of the incident, which has been given to us by the control room operators. Note that if a bookmark has been created for the incident times, it can be dragged into the Direct Clip Action window and will also give the media of that camera during those times. A quick way to make a bookmark is to open a camera as shown, and then press the Start Time and End Time buttons, followed directly by the Bookmark button, and then press Edit when the Create Bookmark window opens. From here we can set the bookmark times and also change the camera if required. We can then add any other cameras, in this case the other camera in the room where the incident took place, and the start and end time specified will be retained. We can save the clip directly to an incident with the button shown. If we wanted to export the clip, we could do so from here by clicking the Export button. In such case there is an option to add a passphrase to the clip, which can be used to secure the clip and for validation purposes later. However, in this case we'll go back and save to the incident, which will have its own very high level of security on export. Note that clips retain their timestamp information, including when exported or if added into an incident presentation. It is also worth noting that if we hadn't already created an incident, we would also be able to do so from here, simply by right-clicking on Incidents and selecting New Incident from the drop-down menu. Clips can also be created from the Search Wizard tool. Again, with an up-to-date version of Victor Client, we can click on the New tab icon followed by Execute Search Wizard. We can drag in any number of cameras which may have seen the incident and then select the relevant type of search from the bar shown, a date and time search in this case. The start and end time for the search can be specified by selecting specific range from the drop-down as shown. Times can be specified to the second, and in this case we have been told that the incident took place between 12:52 and 12:52 and 15 seconds on the 27th of September, so we'll enter those times. Then click Next to confirm and Finish to execute the search. The clip is given in the search results. Click on the tick box and then press the Export Clip button. This brings us to the Direct Clip Action window as before, and from where we can save to incident and so on. Pre-existing clips can be added to incidents as shown. External clips can also be imported into incidents by right-clicking the clips folder of the incident and selecting Import. Once imported, these can be utilised in the presentation in the same ways as local clips. Note that if these externally exported clips have been given a passphrase or assigned a key file, these are subsumed into and superseded by the high-level incident security and authentication which is effected upon export. Now that we have retrieved the clips we need, we can start to build the presentation. We can go to the incident using the New Tab button as before, or via the Show All button. Expanding the incident with the left arrowhead shows its component parts, but to create a presentation, we'll right-click on the incident and select Create Presentation from the drop-down menu. The presentation builder now opens. The builder is easy to use with a media bar for each of video, images and documents. We'll drag the first clip into the clips bar. The red timeline bar can be dragged to view any point of the clip. Clicking on the blue arrow at the top of the timeline bar adds a marker at that point. Adding another selects that portion of the clip. This can be edited with the edit tools shown. To deselect, right-click anywhere in the highlighted section. If we wish to split the clip, we can do so by clicking to add one marker, then pressing the split button on the edit toolbar. As with any changes made with the edit tools, this can be undone with the undo button. Also, if we wish to restart the presentation anew, the clear button gives that option. We can zoom in or out of the media timeline by scrolling the mouse wheel inside the timeline bar as shown. The timeline can be zoomed in to a maximum of 30 seconds. There is also a Zoom to Fit button to fit the clip or clips optimally into the timeline. Hovering over the lower third of the time bar shows the Time Selector tool. For longer clips, the Time Selector tool can be used to show a specific portion of a clip. Here we'll simulate a long clip by duplicating the clip on the timeline several times. We'll select from 35 seconds to 1 minute 15 by dragging the selector. When the mouse button is released, the selected time will fill the timeline as shown, provided that the selection is at least 30 seconds long. At any point, we can go back to the start of the presentation by pressing the Jump to Start of Clips button. Also, at any point, we can play through the presentation using the playback controls as shown. Let's delete the duplicate clips as we won't need them for our incident presentation. To delete a clip, highlight by clicking, which will give the clip a yellow border, and then click the delete button as shown. Now we'll add a second clip from another camera. Note that the clip order can be rearranged by dragging the clips. We can take still images from the clips by using the Capture Image button. Let's go to a point where the suspect is facing the camera to get a clear profile view. One of the great features of Victor is that we can use the virtual pan, tilt and zoom controls even in a recorded clip. Clicking the virtual PTZ control button gives us access to the controls. Let's zoom and pan for a full face image. Note that we can use the window in window box to pan and tilt more quickly. When satisfied with the image, click on the Capture a New Image button. We will be prompted for a name, and then the image will be added to that point in time in the presentation. As we can see, it appears in the Images bar at the relevant timeline location. Note that the virtual window in window and any overlays such as the camera name are automatically removed to give a clean image. Let's do the same for the other clip. External images can also easily be added. Right-click on the Incidents Images folder and select Import Image. We'll add a map of the part of the building where the crime took place. To accurately move or place an image, drag the timeline to the point required, and then drag the image to the image pane in the top right of the Victor client window. Images can be cropped or annotated with the image editor. To edit an image, navigate to the image in the Incident Management pane, right-click and then select Open Image. From here we can add text, shapes, lines or arrows of a pre-chosen colour and also crop the picture if required. Note that the colour selector applies to both text and shapes, and that once added, annotations are non-editable. However, if an annotation or crop needs to be corrected, there is an undo button available. When the image is ready, we can click Save or Save and Close to exit. Notes can also be added. First we'll use the timeline slider to navigate to the point in time where we'd like the note to appear, and then click the Add Note button. Notes can be used, for example, to further explain what is happening in the footage or provide additional information. As well as clips, images and notes, spreadsheets can be added where pertinent. For example, we can generate an ad hoc incident report via Create New, Report, Ad hoc. At the top of the list is the Add to Incident button. We can then name the spreadsheet and choose which incident to add it to. We'll temporarily add it to our incident for demonstrative purposes. Back in the Presentation Builder, we can add the spreadsheet by moving the timeline marker to the relevant time and dragging the spreadsheet into the Documents pane at the right of the window, below the Images pane. A spreadsheet icon appears on the timeline at the relevant point. However, as we don't require this for the incident presentation we are building in this case, we will delete it by selecting the spreadsheet icon and then pressing the Delete button. To remove it completely from the presentation export package, and not just the presentation itself, we'll navigate to the Incident Management pane and right-click on the spreadsheet, selecting Delete. As we can see, the spreadsheet folder now also disappears. The presentation is now in the form we require, so we can save it with the Save button. Then we can export the incident to a folder, right-clicking to show the Export option. It is recommended to export to a bespoke folder, so we'll create a new folder using standard Windows commands. Then click on Export. We can then open the folder with the button shown. The export folder contains the totality of the presentation, as well as the standalone Victor player, which enables the incident presentation to be played on any destination computer, regardless of whether Victor Client is installed on it or not. It is this folder which should be shared with those for whom the presentation is intended. Double-clicking the Victor Player exe file opens the presentation. The media files available are shown in the clip list on the left. Clip files can be played individually by double-clicking the clip as shown. As can be seen, timestamps are retained. Clips containing multiple cameras can be viewed simultaneously in a multi-pane view by dragging in the .mp4 heading above the individual camera clips as shown. However, to play the presentation proper, as created, the incident itself should be dragged in from the left pane to the main player window. The presentation will then start playing automatically, and any images or notes will appear at the time specified in the Presentation Builder, in the Incident Components pane or Incident Notes pane respectively. Each time an item appears, playback will stop for review of that item. When ready to proceed, the play button, which is highlighted red while paused, can be pressed. Note that these additional items can be seen at the bottom of the presentation timeline as small circles. The arrows to either side of these give the option to jump to the items. If spreadsheets have been added to the presentation, a prompt will appear at the relevant time to open the spreadsheet with a compatible third-party program. The incident export process in Victor is extremely secure, and exported incidents can be verified to ensure that, for example, none of the video clips have been tampered with or altered in any way. This can be done from within Victor Client or from within Victor Player. To verify an incident in Victor Client, click on the Verify Incident button in the Incident Management pane and navigate to the incident in question. Note that the exported incident file is in MP4 format. Once selected, the Incident Validation window appears. In this case, we can see that the incident is valid. We can expand the export details for further information, which comprises the Secure Export ID, the export time and date, the machine that the incident was exported from, the operator who exported the clip, the package size, which is determined by the total size of the presentation content, and any missing or renamed files if applicable. Incidents can also be validated from within Victor Player by dragging the incident or any of its clips into the main video window, then right-clicking and selecting Validate Clip. While this is the same process typically used for verifying exported clips, in the case of an incident, the same function validates the entire incident. Note again that if individual clips which were imported into the incident externally had associated passphrases or key files, these are subsumed into and superseded by the high-level incident security and authentication which is effected upon export. So now we have created, composed and exported a fully verifiable incident presentation consisting of available evidential components. While this has been a simple example, the same fast and powerful tools can be used in Victor Client to create comprehensive, compelling and secure enterprise-scale incident presentation packages that can be an asset to any investigation. With American Dynamics Victor, security is assured, control is yours, and incidents become evidence.